Yeah, thanks for the brief intro about myself, Abhi. And once again, happy Women's Day for you as well. I hope I can start my session right now. Can I go ahead? Okay, fine. Let me share my screen. I hope it is visible right now, right? Okay, fine. Yeah, let me start. Mm, Okay, so today, let's just learn briefly about Amazon Bedrock. So, it is a service which will be used for generating AI related applications by giving the foundation models. Okay, so before going to the Amazon Bedrock directly, so let's just have a brief intro with respect to AI. Okay, so what is AI? What is Gen AI? So generally, right now in today's outside market or wherever it is, everybody is talking about Gen AI. So what is this Gen AI? Everybody thinks that AI and Gen AI are like same and different. We can tell both. So AI, it is just artificial intelligence based upon humans' intelligence. The work is going to happen. So out of that, machine learning is the part of AI, so which will be taking like making the machines to learn with the human intelligence, writing the algorithms, writing the code with the mathematical formulas and all. So that depends upon the machine learning. And if you take up with respect to the deep learning which will act as a neural network kind of structures. So based upon many layers, the work whatever you are going to want to perform, so that will be based upon the layer by layer. Now Gen AI is the uh, sub part of the deep learning. So what it is called a sub part of the deep learning? See here, in the Gen AI, whatever we are going to train the model, it will learn. So the model will learn based upon the enormous amount of data. And if you give the model one work to be done which is not previously trained, so based upon the intelligence it will use, and it will create the new thing, means it will generate the new thing. So that's the reason Gen AI, it is called as a Gen AI, generative AI. So whatever the based upon the uh, data what we have trained to the model, so that data will be taken and it is going to generate the new content. So that is the reason it is called as the generative AI. So it is something like this. So here I said generative AI is a subset of deep learning which will be used to generate new data that is similar to the data it was trained on. Say suppose, so the data can be it can be text, or it can be image, it can be audio, or it can be code, or it can be video. So here in this picture, here we are having a model. We don't know the name of that model, just we are just assuming. Okay, so it is a generative model. Now we are training this generative model with two types of data. So here you can see like what is this, there are three types of dogs. So we are training the generative model with these three types of dog, and we are generating with respect to the not generating, we are training with respect to the cartoon as well. So here for this generative model, we are giving two kinds of data. So one is cartoon and one is the dog. So now we are asking the generative model to generate a picture which represents like a cartoon dog. So here this model is trained with respect to the training data, which is one is human, another one is the what cartoon. So we are asking the model to generate a cartoon dog picture. So it will combine these two and it will analyze a picture and it will generate a cartoon dog picture. So this is with respect to the generative AI. So like this, the generative model will be trained on the existing data, and it is going to generate a new data. So that is only generative AI. So generally the generative AI which will be worked with respect to the labeled or unlabeled both the data. So unlabeled data, as it is a key term used in what is that, machine learning, supervised learning and unsupervised learning. As the supervised learning represents, we are giving the model the data for training with the labeled, and in the unlabeled data we are not giving anything as a label. So we just directly dump, and the data, the model will only, it will be pre-trained based upon that data, and it will adapt some of the techniques as the text generation, text summarization, information extraction, image generation, chatbot, and question answering. So these are the general tasks with respect to the foundation model in generative AI. So mainly in the generative AI model, we are giving the data as well labeled as well as the unlabeled data as well. Okay. So now with respect to the foundation model. So as I said, Amazon Bedrock is a service which is able to give many foundation models to generate the Gen AI model. So this is the definition with respect to the Amazon Bedrock. Now let me know what is foundation model. So foundation model is nothing but it is a model which will help everyone to generate a new data. So for that purpose we are supposed to rely on the foundation model. So these foundation models can be trained on variety of input data. So variety of input data means the input data can be text, the input data can be image, the input data can be video, or in it can be anything. So it is a multi-model, you can tell. Okay. So the cost of training these models will be, it can be like in terms of the millions of dollars. So everybody knows about chat gpt. So for chat gpt, what is the foundation model? It is a large language model, as everyone knows. So chat gpt, right now, for everything everybody is using the chat gpt. So the chat gpt is also having a foundation model. The GPT-4 is the foundation model behind the chat gpt. So there are many companies who are having like what are many kind of foundation models. That is OpenAI, Meta, Amazon, so Google, Anthropic. So out of those, some are open source as well. Okay, so that is Google, Bird, Meta, and OpenAI, Anthropic. So all these are the open source. So the foundation models which will be used for uh, generating the new content, even in LLM also. That is the large language model, which we are seeing as the Chat GPT now. So what is a large language model? So it's a large language model, it is a type of AI which is designed to generate a human like text. If you directly go to the chat gpt and if you ask like, are you an LLM, obviously it will tell that yes, I am an LLM. So which is the LLM is nothing but it is a trained on the large corpus of data. So generally it is having the billions of parameters, and it will be trained on the books, articles, website, other textual data to have a data of its own. And it can transform the language related task. It is because the human intelligence. So using human intelligence, the human is going to ask the questions to the LLM. So that is based upon the translation, summarization, like what are the works the human wants. Say suppose the human can give some one page of English document to the LLM, and the LLM can translate that into some other language. And if we give some 200 pages of what is the document to the LLM, it can summarize what this document is about. And it can we can ask the question to the LLM, and the LLM will obviously generate the answer for us. So and it can create the content also. If we don't know like how to create the content directly, we can ask the LLM to create the content. So that will be done by with respect to the LLM. So generative language models. So generative language models are like the LLM. Say if we take the example of the chat GPT itself, if we want to if we want answer for something, so we will ask that LLM or chat GPT by typing something, right? So that is the instruction what we are giving to the LLM to perform. So that instruction or that interaction with the LLM is only the prompt. Okay, so we usually interact with the LLM by giving a prompt. Then the model will leverage all the existing content it has learned from to generate the new content. So that is with respect to the generative language models. And the one of the properties with respect to the generative language model is it is non-deterministic. Non-deterministic in the sense that whatever the generated text, now if I ask uh, the question like what is AWS, one time it will give one answer, and the second time the similar to that answer it will give in the different phrase. Okay, so every time the user is getting the different response. So that is one of the characteristics or the properties with respect to the chat GPT is it is a non-deterministic. It is not only about the chat GPT, it is with respect to the LLM. So now, so generative AI. So generative AI can be used for images also. It is like you can write a prompt to the large language model or generative AI application to generate a image also. So here in this example, you can see like generate a blue sky with white clouds and the word hello written in the sky. So you are giving the instructions to the model with respect to the prompt, and you are generating a picture out of it. Now, so and you can generate images from images. So here I'm giving the prompt as image only, that is like transform this image in Japanese anime style, and you are going to get the image like this. So this is with respect to generating the images from images. Now, generate text from images. So here we are giving the input as the image itself, and we are going to get the output. So it means we are instructing the LLM to give the output as like what is the describe how many apples do you see in this picture. So we are going to get the answer as the picture shows one apple and the other fruit is an orange. So these are the just a brief intro about Gen AI. Now how to build this? So this is the challenge. So the challenges with respect to building the AI applications. Now I said for each LLM there will be what is that foundation models. There will be foundation models behind the working of the LLM. Now we have to access the what is that foundation models, and if any new update is there, again we have to access those newer versions as well. So now this is one of the challenge to build the AI application. So you have to access which foundation model is suitable for which use case. Okay, so that is the first challenge with respect to building an AI application. So that is accessing multiple FMs, that is foundation models and the newer versions. Now after that, the second challenge is connecting to data sources. Say suppose now I have trained my LLM with respect to some 10 to 50,000 lines of the data. Now the thing is what really I want, I don't have that in that I don't have the information related to that question in the trained data. Now I have to rely on the external data sources. Now to connect with the external data sources with the foundation model, it is a little tedious job. So that is one of the challenge. So that is connecting to the data sources. Now getting FMs to execute tasks. So we have n number of multiple foundation models, but to execute a particular task, which FM, that is foundation model, is required. So that is also one of the challenge. Now maintaining data privacy and security. Say suppose I have created a chatbot or a question answer application like that. If I want something to know about what is the message last I have sent to one person. So in that case, I have to give my what is that, phone number details or email details and all. So that is something like a privacy, data privacy and security will be violating. So that is the one of the again one of the challenge for building the AI applications. Then customizing fms in the sense, now the fm is what is that, it is trained on some part of the data. Now I want to retrain on that part of the other part of the data. So in that case, we are like, for customization of the fm, we need lot of time, we need lot of money. So that is also one of the challenge for building the AI application. Then out of that, managing infrastructure. Say suppose if I need to store some data, obviously I need a database. Okay, so for that purpose I need to build server, I need to buy server, I need to fix this up, that and all. So that is also managing the infrastructure. That is also one of the problem. The managing infrastructure is one of the problem. So the challenges for building AI applications, so these are the challenges. Now for these challenges, there is a solution from AWS, that is the service called as the Amazon Bedrock. So now we'll just move to the Amazon Bedrock. So Amazon Bedrock is the service which is used for building the AI applications effortlessly. So now what it does, so it is building the Gen AI applications on AWS, so which will be give the many foundation models. So in the one of the challenge with respect to the building the Gen AI applications is managing the infrastructure. So since it is serverless, so that will also be ruled out. Now keep control of your data used to train the model. So whatever the data you are having, so that will be kept privately. And the cost with respect to the Amazon Bedrock is pay per use pricing model. So that is the cost. And the unified api is nothing but you are going to interact with the models. So that is with respect to API. And the agents, the one part is agent will help here. So in the Amazon Bedrock, there is a part called as the agent will work on behalf of you to perform the task done. So that is using the unified APIs. And you can use n number of, there are so many fms supporting the Amazon Bedrock. And you can select a fm based upon your requirement. And supports RAG and agents. As I said, agents, RAG is nothing but it is a retrieval augment generation, which is kind of a data source, which is external data source. If your fm is not trained on the data which you are talking, if it is present in the what is that, retrieval augmented generation, that is an external data source, you can associate your fm with respect to the RAG as well. And support security. So whatever the data you are giving, that data also, like, it will secure that data. So that is one of the properties with respect to the Bedrock as well. Now, so the use cases with respect to the Bedrock, so you can experiment with prompts and configuration, and you can augment the response generation with the information from your data source. So that is like whatever the data source I'm talking about. And you can create applications that reason through how to help a customer. And you can adapt model to a specific task. As I said, based upon our specifications, we can select the model, and we can with respect to the domain with training data. And we can improve our fm based applications efficiency and output. And we can determine the best model, so that, as I said, and prevent inappropriate or unwanted content using the guardrails. The guardrails I'll come at the end of the session. Now, so how to choose the base foundation model? So here we can choose, as I said, Amazon Bedrock is a service which is used for building the Gen AI applications with respect to by selecting the foundation model which we want. Okay, so now how to choose? Because I said, as there are many foundation models, how to choose that? So before telling about this, let me go to the console and show you. Okay, yeah, this is the console. So here, if you go to the Amazon Bedrock, Yeah. So this is the Amazon Bedrock service, which is generally, as I said, Amazon Bedrock supports over 100 foundation models from industry-leading providers and emerging leaders. Select a serverless model or a Bedrock marketplace model that is best suited for achieving your unique goals. As I said, it's based upon our requirement. We can select any like a kind of what is that? Foundation model which is supported here. Okay, so let us see who are all the foundation models with respect to the Amazon Bedrock. So we can go to the providers. So generally, like North Virginia, the what is that region supports all the services. So that's the reason I have just selected this region. So these are the providers: AI 21 Labs, the Amazon. So this is the foundation model which is provided by the Amazon only. Anthropic and Cohere and Meta, as we know, that is with respect to the Facebook, and Mistral AI and Stability AI. So these are the different providers. So if you directly go to the AI 21 Labs, so AI 21 Labs has 5 models. So if I click on this, just a minute. Yeah. So here, if you click on this AI 21 Labs, so it just gives the brief intro about AI 21 Labs, which is a builds foundation models and AI systems for the enterprise. AI 21 was among the first to bring Gen AI to the masses. So just a brief intro about like the details and what are the models overview, and these are all the models it is having. So that is AI 21 Labs, so which is having 5 models. So this one is like AI 21 Labs. Out of that, Jamba 1.5 large is used for the text generation, conversation, instruction following, and for a document summarization you can use Jamba Instruct, and for classification you can use Jurassic 2 mild. So like that, different models with respect to a particular provider also give different what is that use case. So that is with respect to the Amazon Bedrock foundation models. Let us see what will be given in Amazon. So because since this is the foundation model which is given by Amazon, let us see what are all the models are there in that. Yeah. So here, yeah, Amazon. Uh, One more is recently added, that is Amazon Nova. It is a new generation of state of the art foundation model that will deliver the frontier intelligence and industry leading price performance. Okay, so these are all the models the Amazon is giving. So that is Nova Canvas is used for image to image. Nova Light, so that is a chat optimized conversation, multilingual support for translation, and for Nova Micro is for chat optimized conversation and maths for that purpose, question answering. So agents and Titan, so Titan image, text to image to image, background. So for all these things, text image, and so in that also there are many versions. Okay, so all those things like we can see now. Now we got to know that there are multiple providers and multiple what is that foundation models. Now how to select? So let us go to the PPT. Yeah. Okay, so Amazon Bedrock, it is a base foundation model. So here, how to choose? So based upon the model types, performance requirements, capabilities, constraints, and compliance, we have to choose. And level of customization. Level of customization in the sense, customization is nothing but sometimes we have to we have to train our foundation model which we have selected for our use case with a new data. So for that purpose, we are performing a task called as a customization. For that customization task, the cost of the customization will be little high. So we have to consider with respect to that as well. And the size of the model, and inference option is nothing but like the what is the task, for the task what is the output, so what kind of option we need, and licensing agreement. So and the context window is nothing but what kind of like how, what is the amount of the input what you are giving, so that is context window. And at what latency the model is giving you the response, we have to consider. Based upon that also you can choose the foundation model. That is the next one is the multi-model, that is like varied types of input and output. So based upon text, image, video, so whatever the input type is there, so based upon that the multi-model model you can choose. Okay, so out of that I said there are many base foundation models. So what's Amazon Titan? Amazon Titan, it is a foundation model from AWS which will be considering image, text, multi-modal model choices via fully managed APIs, and it can be customized with your own data. Amazon itself is giving this foundation model. So generally like the smaller models will be more cost effective. So based upon your requirement you have to think whether to choose the smaller model or the bigger model. Now, so as I said, customization, that is the fine tuning a model. You can adapt a copy of a foundation model with your own data. Fine tuning, which will change the weights of the base foundation model. And training data. So the training data which will be like added to a specific format and can be stored in Amazon S3, and you have to use the provision throughput. Provision throughput is one of the cost related thing with respect to the Bedrock. The one is on demand whenever you need, so that time you can pay for that. And another one is provision throughput. So you have to reserve some capacity. So for that purpose the provision throughput is used to fine tune a model. And not all models, so not all the models can be fine tuned. So before going to what are the fine tuned, and let me just show you how to use the foundation model. Yeah, so now there is a section called as a playground. So here this playground, it is something like a interactive field with respect to the Amazon Bedrock. So if you select a playground, chat or text, it will ask you to select a model. So now let me select a model with respect to Amazon only. Anyhow, it is given by what is that Amazon only. So I'll select there are many models. So out of that I'll select a Titan text G1 Express, which is a text model, which is obviously going to reply whatever I ask to the model. It is going to give some reply to my question. Okay, so here inference is nothing but on demand. So there are like provision throughput also. If I reserve some capacity, I don't want to reserve, just for a time being I just want to use the model. So that is with respect to the on demand. So I'm just using it and apply. So now the model is selected. So now I'll just write a prompt to get a response from the model. Will I get or not? Let me see. So I just want to ask what is AWS. So I'll just run. So the model is generating because it is learned some with respect to some data, so it is generating some response. So here you can see that what is AWS is my prompt, and for this prompt it is giving this response. So the metrics associated with this, so here input 7, it means it is a token. So the token is little with respect to the prompt whatever you are giving, and output it is giving as 92 tokens. And the latency for generating this much response, what time duration it is taking, that is the 4375 millisecond, means 4.4 seconds, 300 milliseconds it is taking. So it is generating some output with respect to this. Now I'll just try out another thing. What is 2 plus 2? Let me see what it is giving the answer. Yeah. So now it is taking the 2 plus 2 is equals to 6. 2 plus 2 it is taking and it is giving the value. So for that, what is the latency it is showing? So these are the metrics. Now, if I take the same thing with respect to the different, just a minute. So this is the way of interacting with the Amazon Bedrock. So now if I go to the playground, like a image or video, so it is little bit costlier, but still you can select a model. Okay, so now this is with respect to Amazon. So you can select a model, but I don't want to use this Amazon model only. Now, if I want to use some other models, so what to do? Some other models not part of the what is that Amazon Bedrock. So what I have to do is I have to access those models. So I have to access those models, then only I can utilize those models. So for that purpose, I need to go to the models access, and I need to modify the access. Okay, so I need to modify the access. So whoever is doing for the first time, these will be, there will not be any access for all these things, but here I have given the access to the models. So that's what it is given as access granted, and some are still unavailable. So in that case, like you people has to take the model, modify model access, and it is asking for which models you need, so that you have to select, and you can just go to the next, and you can give the access, and based upon your requirement you can edit the model access as well. So that is with respect to giving the model access and utilizing. You can select your model based upon your requirement. So as I said, the what is that fine tuning. So this is the custom models we are going to use it. So here in the custom model, so you can fine tune a job, so customize the model. If I create a fine tuning job, obviously it will ask for what is the fine tuning you need, and what is the job name you want to create, and the input data. So the input data has to be come from the S3 bucket. So we need to store our data, because fine tuning is nothing but you are again retraining the foundation model with your specific data. So that is that data you are supposed to store it in the S3 location, and you can validate that data set with the S3 location again. So again, the hyper parameters. So epochs is nothing but the how many number of iterations your model is going to be trained. So based upon that, your model outputs will keep on changing. So like that, you can give all these details, and after training your model, you have to store the model or validation results somewhere. So for that purpose, again, you need to rely on S3, and you can give the service access, and you can fine tune the you can create the fine tuning job. So like this, you are going to customize the model. So now the so for fine tuning a model, as these are the little what is that points to be considered. So for that purpose, you can adhere to a specific format, and you can store it in S3, and you can use the provision throughput. As I said, you have to reserve, and the not all the models can be fine tuned. And Amazon Bedrock can be fine tuned as instruction based fine tuning and continued pre training. Instruction based fine tuning is nothing but you are giving some prompt and answers, the output for that. So based upon that, the model will be fine tuned. The next one is continued pre-training. Continued pre-training is nothing but you are just giving your unlabeled data, and the model itself is going to be learned with respect to your data. So now after pre-training, how to evaluate the model, after fine tuning, how to evaluate the model. So for that purpose, you can use the automatic evaluation, that is using the benchmark data set. Means like you can give some question and answers directly to the model to evaluate whether when the user is entering some question, whether it is giving the proper response or not, and you can compare. And if the answer is similar, so then you can tell that this model is working with respect to the fine tuning. And the second one is human evaluation. So in the human evaluation, you are hiring some people, and you can give the task to them to check like whether the model is performing or not. So that is with respect to the evaluation of the model. Then the last part of the Bedrock is guardrail. Guardrail is nothing but you can control the interaction between users and the foundation model. Say suppose if I want some specific data to be not to be disclosed to the user, so in that case you can use the guardrail. So guardrails will be used for filtering the undesirable and harmful content, and which will be used for removing the personally identifiable information as well. And you can give extra privacy to the data. And you can reduce hallucination. Hallucination is nothing but it is something like the model will generate the output, and that output is not correct. As a human, you know that output is not correct, but the model doesn't know. Okay, so all those things can be ruled out with respect to the guardrail. So yeah, that was up to today's session. I just wanted to cover with respect to what is that uh, Amazon Bedrock.